Hey, what's up, everybody? Jose Luis Martinez, better known as Coachy Martinez on social media. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So I sell real estate here on Long Island, and I use YouTube to educate you in the process of buying a house. Home sweet home. You like my house? So you are looking to buy a house, right? Now, one of the first things that you need to do when it comes to buying a house is to get pre-qualified. So, pre-qualified. That's all right. Let's see what that entitles. All right. I believe that there are 3 things that you must do when it comes to getting pre-qualified. Now, why am I telling you these 3 things? These 3 aspects that you need to look into it. Well, before you start calling all of your friends that are in the mortgage business and tell them, hey, look, I need to be pre-qualified. I want to go buy a house. This crazy guy on YouTube is saying that I can buy a house. Now, let's slow down. I'll give you 3 aspects that you need to be taken into account when it comes to buying a house. Now, one of the first 3 things, the pieces to the puzzle, right? It's your credit, right? So how is your credit? Now, when it comes to credit, sometimes you have got to know what are the guidelines of the financial institution that you're going with, right? Because sometimes they actually will go and alright, so let me give you an example to make this easier. Some companies, some banks will qualify somebody with a score of 600 to 620 on an FHA loan. And they will start at 600, right? Now, when you start at 600, I would actually give you a word of caution because you are way too close to that threshold that if something goes bad, right, if you misuse one of your credit cards while in the process, your score might drop, and then you might have to wait longer than you want to buy your house because that number has to go up, right? So sometimes on the FHA loans they will go down to 600. Also on the conventional they can go up to 620 or 640. It all depends on the financial institution. Now, let me give you another word of caution. If you are on a 620 or 640 credit score and you want to go for a conventional loan, I will strongly suggest you look into the FHA because the interest rate that you will be getting on an conventional loan compared to the FHA might not be as competitive. Hold your horses! I know what you're thinking right now, those of you who are more advanced. Oh yeah, but on the FHA, I'm gonna have to pay for a PMI. You're absolutely right. That's why I would say this to you. Consult with your mortgage expert and see what are the numbers that are gonna make sense. So, all right, so we say credit, super important. I will be making a video where I'm gonna go into detail as to why and how to use your credit in getting ready to buy a house. All right, so stay tuned for that one. Now, the other aspect that you have to be looking into it's your job history. Now, job history, it's pretty much how long have you been at one job, right? Now, I'll give you the best, so I'll tell you 3 scenarios, perhaps 4, on how the banks look into your into your job history, right? Now, I'll tell you one thing. Job history and your income, it weighs more when it comes to the bank deciding how much money they're gonna lend you. What do I mean? You could have an 850 credit score, right? You could be there. You could be an 800 guy. You can be a 780 person, right? Which is a really, really great credit, right? You could be there now. But if you're there and you do not have a job history, forget about it. The bank will not touch you. They just won't touch you. So this part is very, very important. So if you were not paying attention to me, pay attention right now. Job history, right? So 2 years in the same job. They love that. The banks love to see that. Now, if you have, if you're one of those people who've been at their job for 15, 10, 20 years, even better. They will have no problem. They will have no problem lending you money. Now, somebody was calling me and they were saying, hey, Kochi, I'm about to go and work for another company. And I said, okay, now let me ask you a question. Are you gonna be working in the same career and at the same capacity that you were at your previous job or with your previous employer? If the answer is yes, then you have nothing to worry about. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. So if you are a nurse, right? If you're a nurse and you are gonna go from hospital A to hospital B, no problem. It won't mess it up. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I worked in the restaurant business for a long time. I love that industry. I love my people. I love restaurant people. They are the best. Now, in the restaurant industry, there were plenty. I met so many interesting characters, right? You meet every single person from every walk of life. And, oh God, it was just great. Anyways, some of the people that are working at a restaurant are also have they're starting to go to a career. I can think of so many good friends of mine that they were there, right? Even myself, right? But I'm not gonna talk about me, but they were there and they were studying while they were going to school because the schedule of the restaurant at night allowed them to do that, right? So once they left the restaurant industry, and let's just say that they got a job as a nurse, right? Now, you have got to show the bank that you were at the restaurant or your previous employee for 2 years and your new career for 6 months. All right, so that's very important. Very, very important, because if you're switching careers, if your job obligations are completely different from what you were doing to another thing, then you have got to show that you were at your previous employer 2 years and then you are now gonna be here for 6 years, or let's just say that you switch also from the restaurant to becoming a construction worker. Then that's what needs to happen. You need to be there for 6 months. All right, let me go to another place. My 1099 people. We don't have it that easy. We just don't. I wish I could give you better news, but I just don't have good news for you, because when you are a 1099 employee, or not employee, when you're a 1099, right? When you run your own stuff, right? Well, one of the freedoms that we get is that we get to create our own schedules, so on and so forth. We don't have to ask for anybody for permission. However, when it comes to lend for the bank to give us money, it's not that easy. Now, check this out. You are a 1099 employee. What they're gonna require from you is 2 years of your tax returns. All right, very, very simple, right? Now, but they're gonna net, right? Whatever it is that you showed, it's gonna be the net of the 2 years, right? That's very important. So, in other words, let's say that last year, 2018, right? You netted 50 grand, and this year you netted 100, right? they're gonna take the average of those 2 years, and they're gonna say, all right, so I put those 2 years together, and that's 75, so that's what you made, and they're gonna lend you money based on that. So that is what's up on the 1099. It's just a tad more complicated. You know, I'm gonna make another video where I'm gonna go deep, and I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna discover some of the stuff that I want to show you guys, for those of you who are 1099 employees. Now, last one that I wanted to talk to you, it's for you, my hustlers. You know, you want to eat the world. You have one job that, that pays the rent, and then the other job is to save up because you want a house, or you want to, whatever it is that you're doing. But I know that there's so many of you out there that are just hustling, and you have 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, right? So the same applies. If you have been at your job for 2 years and it's in the same industry, you're cool. They like that. If your side hustle, right, that had probably nothing to do, you are, again, I'm gonna stick with the same examples. You are a nurse now, right? But you want you're saving for a house, and you work at a restaurant, right? That's the most flexible thing. And now you have got to show the 2 years on the 2 places. At very rare occasions would they take the 1 year to be considered, the 1 year of the side hustle to be considered as part of your income. Now, do me a favor, and please pay close attention to this. As you are in the process of buying a house, don't switch jobs. Or, especially, or like the side hustle or whatever. Just try to keep your life the way that it was being, the way that you had it. Now, I get it. If it's very, very, very important and you're gonna make a lot of money, much more money, of course, do it. But if you don't, not doing it will save everybody in the transaction a lot of headaches. Let's go to point number 3, DTI, the debt to income ratio. And my friends, this one is very, very, very important. And I am gonna be putting a formula that you can see. I'm gonna put it somewhere around here, or right here, somewhere, where you can see what the DTI is all about, right? The DTI pretty much says, all right, okay, so let's say that you have credit cards, or you have a car payment. Now, if you have a credit card payment, on the credit cards, what the bank will look at is your minimum payments that you owe every month, right? So let's say on your Amex you owe, I don't know, $100 of minimum payment, which is probably a bad example because Amex you have to pay as you use it. But let's just say that on your Visa, right? On your Visa you owe you owe a minimum payment of 100, and then you have your MasterCard too that you owe, that you have something, but your minimum payment it's another 100, so that's 200, right? And then you have your car, right, which is another 400. Hey, come here. Another thing that I gotta tell you, and look, come on. Don't get crazy payments on cars. Don't. It's just not a good financial thing. Please. I made that mistake. It's just not good. Anyways, going back to what I was telling you before. So with your car payment, right? With your car payment, they're gonna take the Visa and the MasterCard, and then they're gonna grab your car payment. Let's say that it's $400. Please don't do it. $400. So now you have 600. Now they're looking at a house, right? So most banks will allow you right now. And look, this is current as I'm making this video right now. On an FHA, you can go up to 56% of your DTI, which is very, very generous, right? And on conventional, you can go up to 49.99, I believe it is right now, of your of your income, right? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna add your minimum payments plus whatever payment it is that your mortgage and insurance and taxes are gonna be. They're gonna put them together, and then they're gonna divide that by your gross income, and that's how you figure out DTI. Okay? I'm gonna make a quick video where I'm gonna explain with numbers the DTI, but and I'm gonna go deep into it. But that's how they determine the DTI. If that number, your monthly expenses, and I'm not talking about I'm going to the grocery. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your minimum payments that you have on your credit cards, your car payments, all that stuff. You put them together. Then you add the proposed or the future mortgage payment. You put them both together, right? And then, all right, let's do the math. I have a calculator right here, right? So let's say that you have $600 on your Visa and your MasterCard, right? And then your car, so 200, 100, 100, 400, 6. And let's just say that the mortgage, and I'm in New York, so I'm gonna use the numbers that I know that I'm used to seeing here. And your mortgage payment, it's gonna be let's say $2,900, right? So 600 plus 2,900, that's $3,500, right? So if you make, those $3,500, if you make $7,000 a month, you divide that, right? You divide your $3,500 divided by the $7,000 a month, and that's 0.5. 0.5, right? So you are at 50% of your DTI. Therefore, you qualify for an FHA. Perhaps not a conventional, but you are on an FHA. But see how that number would change, right? If you get a mortgage payment of $2,900 plus your $600 that you have, and now your income, it's $6,000, right? Your DTI, it's 58%. You're out of the conventional, no more conventional for you, and you actually have to somehow increase your income so that you can, because at 58 you're out. FHA right now, it's 56.9, I believe. So you're out, right? Your DTI is way too high right now. So that's the importance of knowing those numbers. So again, you add your minimum payments plus whatever mortgage payment you might have, and then you divide that by your gross income, and that's the number that you are gonna get. At that point, you're probably gonna call, if you don't qualify at that point, people call co-borrowers, and everything that we talked about today will apply to a co-borrower. The same things, the income, the credit, the DTI, all of that, it's got to be taken into account, into consideration for them, and then the bank will decide how much money they're gonna lend both of you guys or girls, or a combination of that. All right, so look, I love making these videos because I believe that an informed client, it's a really good client. I really believe that. So if you got value from this video, do me a big favor, smack that like button right there. And if you are in the process of buying a house, considering subscribe for this channel, please. That will help me a lot. And if you want to know, I'd be dropping a video every week. Click on the bell notification so that you know when I'm coming out. If you have any questions, I'm going to be leaving my info in the comment section. Do not hesitate to contact me. I'll be more than happy, even if we are not in the same state. It does not matter. I will love to answer any questions that you might have. My friends, that's it for me. I hope you guys are having a great day. Stay safe out there, And as always, always be great, because nothing else pays. All right, guys. Peace. Boom.